So, you know, something that everyone likes doing is giving advice. Everyone knows how to solve other people's problems, right? So that's why I love to do this activity with my ESL or EFL students. It's called Agony Aunt. Agony Aunt, it's just an advice column that was in newspapers, I guess in Canada or the US. And people write in with their problems, and then the Agony Aunt gives advice to these people and tries to solve their problems for them. So this is ideal for the unit in the textbooks that you can find, should and shouldn't, for giving advice. So the way it works is that I come up with a problem, something that's common kind of in the country that you're teaching and age appropriate as well. So I taught university students in Korea mostly. So my problem was there were these high school students or a high school student that was studying for it's called the Sunung exam. I guess it's kind of like the SAT that students would take in their grade 12 year. And it basically determines their entire future, their score, based on that, what university they'd get into. And it was kind of this like very big, serious, kind of like scary, stressful thing that students would spend their entire lives preparing for, basically. So anyway, it was this student in grade 12 preparing for this exam. And they were exhausted, they weren't sleeping, they weren't eating, they were losing a bunch of weight. And basically, they were just in really rough shape. And they were so worried about their score on the test. Their parents were hassling them to study more. And it was just a big mess. So I'd put students into groups, and then I'd give them something like probably 10 to 15 minutes. And I'd give them some time to write advice to this student. So what they would say to this person. And it was such a great one to do because all my students had been through that same process at some point in their lives, even recently as the previous year. So they all had good things to say to that student. So in groups, and then once that was done, they would read out their advice to the class. And then I would generally choose which advice I thought was best. And I mean, it was very subjective. So just kind of whatever advice was kind of some solid advice. And they did a good job using should and shouldn't. And yeah, they did quite a good job presenting it, that kind of thing. So I would just say like, oh, I really liked team A over here. Their advice was really great and you did a good job presenting, good work. But I would also say, oh, but from team B, I liked this idea that you said, something like that. So yeah, just try out this activity, Agony Aunt, for when you're teaching about advice. If you need some more ideas for teaching English, be sure to check out my book, 101 ESL Activities. There's a version for kids as well as adults. And you can find it on Amazon or wherever you like to buy books. So please hit like, subscribe, and tell me your favorite activity for teaching about advice. Okay, until next time. Bye, everybody.